Hi, thank you so much for buying a kit from me. You're going to have so much fun and you'll see how really easy it is. So this is the contact paper that comes with it. You either will get clear or silver. I usually will pop this down because sometimes it's a little difficult to get it apart. So give me a second here. So then you just pull it apart, and usually I'll just lay it flat like that. Now, if you see, I've already painted the butterfly black. Let me get this guy up here. It's very sticky, so you just have to kind of use your fingernails, or if you don't have any fingernails, you'll have to use like a pair of scissors or something to hold it down. So anyway, I went ahead and painted this black because I like that look, because it looks like the wrought iron or whatever they use for the stained glass. This is the back, which also looks very rustic. So you can choose to leave it plain, or you can paint it a different color. You can paint it pink, yellow, green, whatever color you would like. But what you want to do is very carefully make sure that you center this in here. And you want to push this down really, really, really hard. And what that does is it keeps it from leaking out. You still might have leaks. Don't worry about them. Those you just let dry. And after it sets up for 24 hours, you can either use an X-Acto knife, or sometimes they'll just snap. They don't like the resin doesn't like sticking to the wood very much. So that takes care of that. I usually will fold in the edges. Not too much. You still want to have some for runnage. And I would definitely put plastic down wherever you're working. I just do this so my arms don't stick to it. So let me get this popped down. Now you can choose whatever colors you want. These are the colors I've chosen for this butterfly. I just got this butterfly in, so I'm going to push him down one more time. And if you feel like you need to, you can pick him up at this moment, flip him like this, and take a credit card or whatever and go over it. That's another way of making sure that that contact paper is secure to the piece. Again, if you have some run out, you're okay. You just let it dry. Let me grab this. Let it dry, and after it sets up, it comes off. So I'm just going to go over these edges. It's just another what do you say, safety or something? Not safety, but yeah, kind of safety. So when you lift it up, I usually will grab the piece from underneath and then pick it up. If you pick it up by this, then you might have it lift a little bit. And even though I did do that, I'm still going to do this. It's just a little extra precaution. Because, I mean, you really don't want it to run out because you have to clean it up then. So now you get to go decorating. So on this one, you can see that they're all aesthetic. There's the same half on both sides. So depending on what colors you choose, I'm going to go with the green first because this is an embellishment that you can get. So I'm going to stick this right inside there because it's just as high as this. I'm going to stick this right in here. And again, anytime you can, before you start putting glass in it, I keep calling them stone, it's funny, but this is all glass. It's all crushed glass. Okay, I'm good. I'm going to put some green around this. Now, if you want, you're going to have plenty of color. So if you want, you can leave it just like that. And what'll happen is all that you see that's underneath that's not covered will be clear like glass. So that's entirely up to you if you want to fill it all in or have some clear, like clearness throughout the butterfly. So you just go through. You get extra glass because of the fact that if you do want it solid, you don't want to go too high. You want to keep it as flush as you can to this piece. This piece is a 1/4 inch. But if it goes up a little bit, that's okay. You can move it around with your fingers. You're going to have bigger pieces, smaller pieces. But you don't want to move this. Just keep this guy still. Okay? Keep that guy still. So here I am. I'm going to push this in. I like mine full. That's why I give you extra pieces, because yours might not fit exactly like mine. So that's why I give you a little bit of, you're not going to get this much. You don't need that much. I mean, I'm literally putting about 13, 14 pieces in here. And since I put that stone or this glass piece in, you're going to have to like just wiggle it around a little bit. Just a little bit. And again, this is my personal preference. Not too high, but getting it pretty solid. So if I can like go through it like this, the pieces that I do send you, and you find some little tiny ones, you can put them in there. Just don't let this guy lift, okay? So if you need to, if you feel comfortable doing that, go around that guy. Look at this piece. See, they're all different shapes, so I can't say, oh, well, this shape's going to be perfect for whatever you're doing, because I don't really know what design you're going to do. So see, that piece worked perfect. And there are some that, like this, like some of the pinks I have, they're cut in such a way that they actually go together like a puzzle. It's pretty cool. That one's a little high, so I'm going to scoot it over. And you can take as many days or hours or minutes decorating. But once you start to decorate it, it's really hard to go away from it. You'll just want to keep decorating. So I'm trying to find a piece that goes right in here. See, they fit together pretty good. There we go. Nope. I just scooted that over, and it needs another piece. I just like mine full. I think they look prettier in the sun. Now see, that one won't go in there, so I'm just going to find another little. Here's a little. And sometimes, you know, you're not going to get every single little spot fill. And that's okay, because it'll fill in with resin. So that's my green. And then I thought it would look pretty with the yellow by the green. So I'm going to, you can pour this in. I don't send toothpicks. Toothpicks work really, really good. But make sure you pour it in the right side, or the right space, because I did that. I poured it in the wrong space on one of my lives. It was like, oh, hold on. Let me pick these out. And I will not lie. This is addictive. I'm serious. I could sit here and do these all day long. And if you don't like the way it looks, you can take, I use these tweezers. They work really well. Not to put in the pieces unless it's a tiny, tiny piece, but to, like, I made the design and I'm like, oh, I don't like orange right next to this color. Or I don't like this color right next to this color. You can pick them out, but always, always, always give it a double little push. Just push it down. And when you see me moving stuff around, that's just to get it. Sometimes they'll just fall into place. I'm going to put another piece in here. Oh, I'm going to put another piece in here. That's why I give you extra pieces. Because when I did that, it was like... And I'm just going like this around where I went. Just make sure, if you get a piece of glass underneath of it, you're going to need to start over. Because resin will find every minute little hole it possibly can to go. And it'll just go. So you just want to make sure that this is white. You just want to make sure that you don't move this piece. That's the hardest thing to do. And I teach classes with this all the time. And even with 60 people, I had one, she picked this up. Don't pick it up. Once you start this process, don't pick it up. Now, you can use other things. Like if you have a memento, and say you're making this kit for your mom, and she gave you a dried flower or something like that. You can put it in here. Like if it's small enough, and it'd have to be small. Or a couple of the petals. You can resin anything into pretty much anything or on anything, as long as there's a backing or it's not wet. Wet acrylic paint, not acrylic paint. It has to be dry. That's why I let this dry. And by the time I get to this, the wood soaks it up anyway, so it's always dry. Dried flowers have to be dried. There can't be new flowers fresh flowers or fresh greenery. They will all turn brown on you. But if it's dried, definitely can put it in there. If you have a piece of jewelry that you want to love forever, you can put that in there. You can put baby's teeth in here. You can put anything into resin as long as it's not wet. Just as long as it's not wet. I'm going to try to find a flat piece. There we go. That looks good to me. Okay. Try to set your, these are souffle cups. Try to set them out and away from your piece, because if you set them on here, you could actually lift stuff up too. Now this is turquoise or teal. I thought it would be pretty down here. It has a little bit of green to it, so it will pull a little of this green down. Ooh, look at that big piece. That's a nice one. So you just decorate it until you're done decorating. But I wanted to show you the simplicity of it, because a lot of people think it's really, really tough, and it's not. It looks tough. That's the thing, because it makes such beautiful pieces. Now this is a new design butterfly. I had another butterfly that I did. It was more shaped like a moth, but it worked for a butterfly too. I'm just going to pull this big piece out. He's just not cooperating. And you get such I get so much joy with it, and it relaxes me, and so does painting. So doing art, if you're stressed, if you can make yourself take the time, doing this every now and then, doing it every day, doodling, doing painting, crafting, crocheting, and that's why people crochet too. It's just very relaxing, and it's so rewarding. I mean, what you get out of what you just did, you made that. It never existed before, and you're making them. that's what I absolutely love about the whole thing, is the joy that people get. That's why I teach. People get so much joy out of being taught how to do something, and then they see that they did it. They did it. And with this instructions, these instructions, and my written instructions, which are exactly the same, it's just you can read them. I mean, once you do a piece, that's why you can use this for every tutorial. Every single one. I'm just doing it just to say I'm doing it. I always just like to check. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's see if I can get a little in here. Come here, little. I used to call my, I had to tube feed my cleft lip boy. He's 5 now, but I would call him little all the time because he's only 18 pounds and he's a Boston. And they're usually 23 to 25 pounds. My other Boston's 23. So I would just call him little. So I got in the habit of calling little things littles. Okay, let's see if I can get this one piece right there because it's skinny. Yep, good deal. Okay, so this guy's hopping over. So I'm just going to move him over a little bit. I'll set that aside. Now this blue I'm going to put up here. This is smaller. All this, they're different sizes, so they give different aesthetics. It's like you have this, and then you just use a pair of tweezers just to move that back over. That's why I have tweezers. They don't come in the kits, but any tweezers will work. You can move this around. I tend to pick up the pieces that fall just because it's glass. I mean, like over here, he's not getting blue. Not yet. And then these are smaller, so I also use my tweezers. I'm not pushing on the contact paper. I'm just, if you listen, barely touching it. Barely touching it. So I'm going to fill this up. And I'm moving the stone. I'm not moving this piece, the wood piece. Just to get it to settle itself down a little bit. Because I really try to keep it flush. Okay, that's good. Go to the right piece, Tammy. Let's see, I just kind of have a little bit of a hop in here. Let me get this over here. But yeah, you can use this for any pieces. And with my shoulder surgery, I'm going to finish my catalog. I'm right-handed, and it's going to be my right arm, so I'm going to be typing left. So it's going to take me a lot longer. But I do have 86 of them in there. 86 different designs. 86. Well, there's a sea turtle that has like 11 different ones you can choose from. So, and that's because sea turtles are super popular, and so are the butterflies. But there are 200 and some actual different designs. And I'm going to probably sell in my catalog. I'm going to try to do a flip book so you can kind of see what you want or what you like. And even if you don't find one you like, you can say, I would like to make this butterfly red, white, and blue. And I'll make you a cohesive pattern. Or if you say, I want it to be rainbow colors, I'll make you cohesive cups. And that way you can make it however you want. If you need me, this is orange. If you need me, I'm going to break these colors up, to come up with a design for you, and I haven't made one yet that you like, totally tell me what you would like. There's a little flower in here. Sorry. My flowers went flying yesterday. I had these little tiny, tiny, tiny flowers. I don't know where they're at, but I dropped the cup. I have them all in souffle cups, and I dropped the cup. flowers went everywhere. And they're seriously super small. Where is my cup of flowers? I don't know. I must have put them aside with a lid on them so they would not fly on me. Okay, this one's a little high here. I'm going to throw him over here. And there you go. Still wanted to be. I'm going to find a skinny to go over here. Try not to shove it in there. If it won't just drop in there, this guy has something funny on him. It's like a piece of something. You can set aside. I'll get you. You can go into another one. Don't force it in, because then you're going to force this up. So don't force it in. If it won't go, don't put it. I'm looking for a little tiny to go in here. Here we go. So sometimes you have to just like maneuver them around. Turn them upside down, turn them the other way. And they'll settle down for you. They have like a little mind of their own. They're like, nope, didn't want to be there. Okay. This guy might be just a little bit too big. Okay. Again, that's why I give you extra glass, because I'm going to put this skinny over here. I saw it, which forced this one out, which is fine. Something was going on anyway. And if you have a little bit left, that it's just going to be glass. It's just going to be resin. And it's going to look like it was supposed to be glass. So I just kind of maneuver it around. Like that little piece right there. I might find a little that might fit right here. There you go. Again, why you get extra glass. Now I can't control the shapes and stuff. So I would say you probably get, depending on your color, because I'm allowing you to choose colors. I'm trying to get this guy up without my tweezers. So, I mean, if you're going to do like just red, white, and blue, you'll have more than if you do multicolors, because you'll be using less of a bunch of different colors. That works for me. Okay, let me get these out of my fingers here. I'm just going to go around just where I was at. Make sure I didn't lift anything. Once that contact paper sticks to it, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good stick. Okay, so I'm going to put some green down here just to bring that green. Actually, I'm going to put it out here. I don't have, this is a new one, so I don't have like a color scheme that I've chosen, but these are all whimsical, comes from another land. They can be whatever you want. Like you wouldn't see a red, white, and blue butterfly. But, oh, you could on AI. But this is just coming out of my brain here. And if you're moving these around and one keeps popping out, take something out of there. Like this guy here, he's too big. So I'm going to put just a little guy down here. And then kind of scooch it around. And then I'm going to put a little guy here. Now some of these will come a little dusty because of the crush processing. Okay, so that one's in the middle. The dust definitely covers up when you're putting the resin on. So don't worry about dust. I just saw a small one here, and I saw this spot over here. I'm good with that. I was going to do a blue body or a green body. I thought, that's kind of, I don't know. I'm going to do black. I thought with all these colors, you know, glorifying this butterfly. This one would be good for a monarch. Like if you wanted to do a monarch and do orange and black and white. I raised monarchs. I should have made a monarch. That's silly. I'll do that on the next one. Okay, this guy is way too big. So I'm taking him out of here. Sorry for the sniff. Okay. And I think the orange looks really pretty. So I'm going to put orange here and orange here. Now the orange has multicolors in it. It has like a reddish orange, a yellow. It popped right in there. Good deal. And a reddish orange, a yellowish orange, and an orange. So that's why I thought it'd be pretty against that yellow. Now at this time, with the colors that I have, I'm going to go and see where I would like these colors, because if not, you're going to have the most rainbow-ish butterfly ever. So I'm going to throw blue in down here on the bottom to bring this blue. I don't think I'm going to add any more white. Scooch around, dude. That's good. This one. And this orange is one of my favorites, so I think I'm going to put it up there at the top, too. Just a little. There you go. Put it up here. Not sure what that thing is. Get back in here. I like bright colors, so putting the oranges in, it's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. A few little littles. It's a big piece, but I think he'll stay there. Glass it's heavy, so it's not going to cruise with the resin. It's not going to lift on you. Yeah, a little too much, or it might be the exact amount. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That was the exact amount. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to put, I crushed this yellow up myself. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if I have enough to do. Yeah. I'll mix yellow with Because the yellow I bought was very, very, very big. I mean, it's big. So I just got fell. So, I mean, this is a super, super big piece. But, I mean, you can use them, but you have to find the right places to put them. Most of them are like half that size, but they're big chunks like this. They look really cool in the piece. I might put them up here. But I'm going to move just a little bit of this over here, and then I'm going to put some clear with it. Here's the clear. A little too high. That'll work. I'm just doing that just to fill it up, because I have to crush some more of that yellow. I have to use a mallet, and I ate 2 towels yesterday by doing this. The glass just kept coming through. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's like, that is crazy. Okay, so while I'm thinking of these last ones, this is black, which I'm not sure what color this is that's in the black, so I'll set you aside. Now you understand the tweezers. Now I'm not going to fill this all the way in because these are solid pieces of glass. And I want a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of that white out too. Because I want it to be kind of see-through. So I'm going to leave it just like this. So when the sun comes through, it'll still show. So I'm going to take just a few of these out and do the same thing. And just move these around. Take this guy out. So it'll be mostly resin with accents in it. Could have used my clear. That's okay, I wanted to use white. I'm going to grab some of these bigger ones. Just scooch them out. And again, you can design it however you want. You can use plastic pieces. You can use anything you want. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. This is a little high, so I'm going to take a couple of these off. Not sure why I piled those on so high. Again, you want to try to keep it, I mean, it'll work. It's okay to have it like bowed out, not bowed out, but popped out. But it looks, did that again. There's some, oh, there's foil on there. Weird. Well, you can go right there then. Not good with that. Oh, there's a hole there. So I usually go around and check for holes because I like it full. Okay, so the white. Okay, let me think of what colors I want. I like the clear, so I'm probably going to do some of this. Oh, that's black. Not black, Tammy. This is just clear. I think they'd be pretty with this. And then this one. And the reason being is because the solid white is right here. It turned blue pretty good, but... And I think that these will highlight that solid white and make it really pretty. So this, I'm going to actually put a couple pieces in here and see if I can get them to fit in the smaller part. Like these smalls. I'm going to put them up here. And I don't normally put them in with the tweezers, but since it's so skinny, it's going to be too hard for me to try to scooch stuff up, and I might risk lifting this thing, and I don't want to lift it. So I dump some out, and I'm trying to find a bunch of little tinies. Okay, let me do this other side. This is bigger, but it's skinny, so I'm going to use it as a filler. There we go. Let me find a skinny one. Nope, maybe. That's good. And you can do the whole thing like this. If this makes you happy, and because it's so relaxing to do it with the tweezers, go for it. I'm here to teach art and help people break away from their busy lives. That makes me happy as a teacher. Okay, so I'm gonna stick some in here. Oh, I never did the blue. I'm gonna put the blue right here because that'll go. Oh, like don't do that. That'll go with that. It'll make a cool design. So I'm gonna pull those out everywhere, which I didn't mean to. And if you have, crushed glass at home, you can add it to my crushed glass. Crushed glass is crushed glass is crushed glass. Or if you have little teenies of plastic. Didn't mean to get it in there. You could leave these because this is in the back, but that's entirely up to you. And the back would be facing outwards, out towards your yard. Usually I can't grab but one, but it's giving me some littles. You don't want to be there? Okie dokie. Okay, so let me set this aside. I'm going to put this blue in here because I think it's going to be really pretty there. Yep. Grab this piece out of here. And like I said, if you don't care that they're there and you like different colors, leave them there. I am going to, this is the only place, so the other spot right here is going to be this color. I like things to look even. More down here. See if I can do this. Might be good. Put this bigger guy over here and let the littles go in there. See, once you do a few of these, you get a little... Now, I'm not even going to worry about that guy. He's not going to be seen. You get... It's right there. It's easier to move stuff around without you being concerned that you're going to lift anything. Because you learn the touch. Like the... lighter touch is better. Okay. So I'm going to do orange and then that. Oh, no, that's supposed to be, see, I forgot this guy. Sorry, dude. You want to shine? I'll put just a few of these littles in here because they'll just shine like glass too. It's just pretty. I do see a blue one there. There we go. Oh, that works. That even brought these together better. Good with that. That's another reason why it's, because I forgot that guy. It's better to do back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yep. That's good. There we go. That works. That works. That works. Okay, now I'm going to fill these up with this. Oh, he's pretty. He's just going to be gorgeous. Now, I do send glitter with you if you would like. The glitter I use, you have to put it on after you pour the resin. If you put glitter on before the resin, or even if you have glitter that you want to use, it will slide and slip over everything. So you want to put the resin on so it has something to stick to. Find a skinny guy for this over here. Okay. There's a little skinny guy right here. I'll put him right there. I can't believe I didn't put any in the wrong section. Because I do. I put it in the wrong section. Now, before we pour the resin, you'll get 8 ounces of resin or 6 ounces of resin. Like, I don't know how much this one takes, so you'll probably get 8 ounces. I'm going to use 3 ounces of each, so it's going to be 6 ounces. But I have 4-ounce cups. I have them in little 2-ounce cups because I don't want to waste my 4-ounce cups. I'll keep them for kits. you get a cup with your kit. You get a stir stick. I'm not using a stir stick. Because I do so much resin, I use one of my old brushes. And I just use it over and over and over again. I'm gonna take this big guy out. He didn't need to be there. And then, if you would like these, I thought those were cute. And that'll give the black a little something something. You know what I might do? I'm going to put a little bit of these, which is tinies, just in this guy, just to give him a little pizzazz. Just a little pizzazz. Highlights, pizzazz. They're like little iridescent glass pieces. If I can get these in again, right now stuff's kind of halted. You can ask for these too. You can just let me know and say, hey, I saw the little crystals and I like those. Because I think everybody would love them. Yeah, that makes him a little prettier. Like I said, he's not from this world. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to pour the resin. Now, you can be super, super careful if you want and not get it on here. But I'll tell you, it's really hard not to get it on here. So if you're going to try, I would pour your resin in like little Dixie cups because it's going to be hard. I'm going to put a couple guys just to bring this up to level. This guy's too big. This guy's good. There's a little accent, guys. This is the black stone. Okay, let me get this cleaned up. I like to make sure that everything's clean around the edges. I'm going to go around and just push just to say the contact paper is stuck. If you get it in your holes, it can be drilled out. So don't get concerned if you do get it in your holes. Now I'm going to try to take this apart today. Please, please, please do not do this. Take it apart today. All you do is peel off the back. That's it. And it's done. It needs to set up for 24 hours from whenever you did it. So I already put some in here. Where's my... This is my resin brush that I use to mix my resin. Get everything from the sides from all from both cups. Unless I give you two, whatever resin I give you, it's measured out exactly. Let me set this aside. So you're going to pour whatever I give you into the cup that I give you. So this one might not even need 6 ounces, and I might just do 2 and 2. This is a 2-ounce souffle cup. So you will have plenty of resin, even if you did it like half empty, half clear with your stones, and then you're doing the rest just resin. You will have enough in your kit. The most important thing about resin is wear your gloves. It's super sticky, but it is a chemical. So you'll get a pair of these gloves. These are nitrile gloves. Oh, I just blew a hole through this one. Sorry. Sorry, glove. I have these sitting around. If you want to wear a mask, that's entirely up to you. I do not, because I'm in a big area, and this is low odor or no odor resin. So if you choose to wear gloves, not gloves, if you choose, I'm having a hard time getting this glove on, choose to wear a mask, just wear a chemical mask, or some, pretty much any color of mask you want would be fine. Is this one backwards? Nope. Brand new one. I just do this not because I have to, but I would wear them because this is sticky. This is not the cup that you're going to get. I'm going to pick this up off of that piece. But you're going to mix this for 4 minutes. You cannot just spend 3 minutes mixing this. It will not set up. You need to do 4 minutes. If you do 5, that's great. You have about 45 minutes of working time. It's going to create some bubbles. The bubbles are going to pop. This brand that I'm using is Let's Resin. It has less bubbles in it. I'm getting some craft resin. It says it's no bubbles. So I'm going to check that out and try it out. But you can see me, I'm going around the edges. I'm doing little circles like you would with your mixer. It does put a lot of bubbles in. See all the bubbles? Most of them will pop as they're going. And this, if you look, you can see them coming to the top and popping. So they're all rising and popping. But you have to mix this, and you will get bubbles. I think how they do the no bubbles is they make the epoxy a little thinner so it has a chance to rise. But when you're putting this on, it definitely, I'm going to take these guys off. I'm going to put them on with resin. They pop as you put stuff on, as you put it on here. If you choose to pour your resin, like just dump it on, you're on your own. I know that sounds harsh, but I drizzle. And the reason I drizzle is if any of this is lifted, it gives me a chance to stop filling that spot, because there is a little bit of a non-sticked part somewhere. Non-stuck part somewhere. Non-sticked. So you definitely want to mix this for 4 minutes. And I could mix this up ahead of time, but like I said, it starts to thicken in about 45 minutes. So it wouldn't drizzle like I like it to drizzle. So you guys do spend 4 minutes with me, listening to me gab. If you have any questions while you're doing your kit, I usually have my phone right with me because I have a lot of online questions that I answer. I have a lot of posts that I have questions to that I answer. I'm posting a lot. I'm sharing a lot. So I pretty much have my phone with me. Surgery is tomorrow morning. I have to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I am not a morning person, but that's okay. I'll get to sleep afterwards. So surgery is tomorrow morning. So I probably will be sleeping tomorrow. So no live tomorrow. I mean, if you do this enough, you'll get to where you can kind of see that it's mixed very well. If you go really slow like this, it's not going to mix very well for you. If you go really fast, you're just going to have a whole bunch of bubbles. I just do a medium speed. And just keep mixing. If you have to stop and you let it sit for 5 minutes, you still have to mix it for 4 minutes total. So if you mix it for 2 minutes, you have to run somewhere, like, wherever, and then you come back to it and you started mixing it, you mixed it for 2 minutes, you got to still mix it for 2 minutes. It's best to mix it for the 4 minutes and go ahead and drizzle it. Now, if I got him stuck down good and I didn't lift it, I shouldn't have any leakage anywhere. When I do around the edge, sometimes I do have some that goes like over the edge, and I just break it off with or shave it off with an X-Acto knife. You can use trimmers, wire cutters. I have little jewelry trimmers. You can sometimes cut it with a pair of scissors. But since I'm doing this and it's 3:30, I'm going to see if I can pull it apart tonight so I can show you the picture of what it looks like. I don't know whether I'll be able to get it apart or not. If I'm going to damage the piece, I won't do it. And I'll have to show you a picture later. But all you do is wait 24 hours, let it set up. If you want to let it set up for 2 days, a week, a month, you're totally fine. Just at least 24 hours. And then you can pull the backing off. If it is a little sticky, you might not have mixed enough. If you let it set on its face, which would be this, down. If you let it sit on its face, I keep this over the piece too, because it drizzles out my cup. Then just let it set for another day or two, and the stickiness will go away. And that's just from not mixing it enough. I would love to be with everybody while they're mixing, but I can't. So you're kind of on your own with the mixing. So I'm just going across. Again, I drizzle. I'm going to take the paint off. I have a paintbrush in my hand. Sometimes I can do this without drizzling it over the edge. Sometimes it drizzles over the edge. I like the piece itself shiny. Now you can tap on it. You just can't lift it. If a piece gets stuck on your tongue depressor or popsicle stick that I give you, you can just place it back down. Sorry, I'm bumping my phone. I have my charger plugged in. This is another reason I drizzle. I absolutely love watching it. It's like I'm decorating a cake. I just love it. Most important part is to make sure you get the corners. Now you can leave it low, or you can fill it all the way up. Now since I have a little bit, I'm just gonna kind of tap, tap, tap. The wood is one thing that you're gonna want to double check, because sometimes it will have some bubbles in it and then it splits. The bubbles pop and then it splits. Got a piece of blue stuck. But this is like, oh my gosh, I just love it. If you want it to be a little concave, the resin not to be so high, don't fill it up so much. It just has to have resin touch it. That's it. And it's going to solidify. I like mine going all the way across. And if you have high pieces, like this is a little higher than the edge, make sure you're hitting the high pieces and the edges of the high pieces. So this is another reason I drizzle, is I can get those corners really well. So I'm just putting it right into the corner. This tutorial and the written tutorial, either one of them will get you through making this piece. And again, I'm pretty much available all the time. Unless you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll get you in the morning. It's like, I'm not doing 2 o'clock. Or you can shoot me an email, tammy@paintingmemories.net. You can message me on Messenger. Tammy Sharp Painting Memories. After you get this completely drizzled, I'm going to speed up a little bit, just so you don't have an hour tutorial. But I mean, you can rewind it, you can pause it, you can stop it. And kind of just tap, tap, tap. Not moving the piece. I'm just tapping what's on my brush so I don't have a lot of pour over, which is going over the sides. This normally will keep it right there. I do the most off my brush or off the depressor, popsicle stick, and then I do the center, or I do my black part or the wood part. I will definitely give it a once over just to make sure I have every piece and every piece of wood hit and it's not splitting, but separating. Making sure I have my corners, making sure I have my high points. Like this guy's higher, so I just go over the top of them. This is self-leveling resin, so it will definitely level for you. So if your table's crooked, you're going to have high points and low points. So it's best to put it on something level, or make the area that you're doing level, and put a piece of plastic down. Oops. Get on there, dude. There you go. They're pretty easy to move. That piece definitely popped a bubble. And there's so many little bubbles that I think that that's what that's from. It just has a whole bunch of little bubbles, and then those bubbles pop because they're on a thinner spot. It's not as thick as this. See, just that guy grabbed me and I said, get back in your place. But this will show you here that the green had some dust on it. But it'll show you that the dust doesn't, resin doesn't care about dust. It does if something lands in it. I mean, say you had this sitting and a fly landed in it, poor fly, but that fly is going to be resined and stuck. So some people have these, like, they have these little nets that they put over. I don't even know what they're called. I've never used one. So far, so good on having any lifts. I rarely have lifting. Rarely. And that's because I push this thing down so much. And this spot right here needed a little bit. And sometimes when you do have it high and you have to put the extra resin on top of it, it will level out and go over the side. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot you can do about that. Again, I'm just tapping to get it on the wood. Okay. So pretty. I just fall in love with every single piece. Every piece I fall in love with. Like I love my other butterfly that I did, and I love this butterfly that I did. And they're all going to be different. They're all one of a kinds. I mean, every single one of them is a one of a kind. You have made a one of a kind art piece. And it's beautiful. And I'm not even there, and I see that it's beautiful. I'm a little low right there. Didn't even do this orange. I was gonna say, you weren't working right there. Try to stay out of your way and keep my resin from going over the edge. Now here I just go like this, and that's how I usually don't have to drill the holes out. These are the hanging holes for the suction cups. Your kit doesn't include the suction cups, but they're just the suction cups that you hang your other sun catchers up. Okay. I keep hitting my cord over here. I could just drizzle all day. And you don't need to watch this part. I mean, you see what I'm doing, but it's a tutorial, so I'm just going to go ahead and just let it run. Now sometimes if you don't push it down in the center, there's another reason I don't pour, is you could have a little teeny tiny pinhole in here that the resin decided, oh, well, I'm gonna go find where I can go. And it will find where it can go. And it will go underneath the blue and then underneath the white. And if it finds another hole, it'll go underneath the orange, and then it'll pour out on the side. So it's just better to drizzle. And it's so rewarding to drizzle. The whole thing is rewarding. Oops. That guy just decided he was going to go grab me and take off. And circle around with what you have on here. Should be enough. Now the sides are burnished, so I usually will leave the sides, because it's a really cool effect. Yeah, I think 6 ounces is going to be the right amount for this one. So I would probably include 8 ounces in case you do a lot of clearness. Some people like to do clear butterfly wings and just put some accents in there. That's totally fine too. They all look beautiful because it's all glassy looking. Now I use the light. I have quite a few lights down here. I've got to get this out of my way. I use quite a bit of lights down here. So I use my lights to, and if I'm moving you, it's because I'm bumping my paintbrush against my cord. To make sure that I didn't miss anything. So after I give this, you know, get it all full here, which I'm going to speed up a little bit. Long tutorial. So with me having this completely full, 6 ounces is perfect. Now, if you do have a pour out, which means it's found its way and it's cruising out, don't keep trying to fill the area that it's cruising from, and you'll notice it'll be low. If it's dipping down, that means that's where it's coming out at, and then you'll have this puddle. If you keep trying to fill it, it's going to keep running out, and then you will run out of resin. You can use, you can go to Walmart and get resin. You can get resin from Michael's, but, and it doesn't matter if it's the same as mine. You have to let it set up, and then you can mix up a little bit, and then finish filling it if you have ran out because you kept trying to fill it. But here's the trick. You will have enough resin, just checking, to do your whole piece, regardless if you're doing it clearish with some accents or full like mine. You'll have enough resin unless you let that pour out continue to pour out, and that means that you keep filling it and keep filling it and keep filling it. You cannot keep filling it. You have to wait 15-20 minutes for it to set up a little bit. Then you can go back and fill it in just a little bit. If you see it going down again, wait another 15-20 minutes. So you need to let it set up some, or it'll just continue to find the hole. It has its mind of its own. So now I'm going around. See, I missed this whole piece of wood here. And that's what I use the light for. Here's some wood that decided it wanted to separate a little bit. The wood didn't separate, the resin, sorry. The resin separated. I missed that rock. So these little things are, and see, I have the exact amount of resin. That was a good guess because I hadn't done this one yet. Go around and see if I don't have any pour outs, so I can go and see. Here, I'm low. I just didn't fill it up as much. So I just went and filled it up. Here's some wood that just decided to the resin decided to split. I'm going to scoot that guy over. I can put a little bit more in here. So I just go through it and check everywhere. Now, I don't give you a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, which comes from like Walmart, anywhere. It's regular alcohol that you buy at CVS. But it needs to be at least 91%. And what you use that for is if you put it in a little spray bottle, it'll pop all your bubbles for you, and you will have a bubbleless piece. Is that a word? Bubbleless? So I'm just grabbing spots that are separating on me. See, like that little drip there? That's because I went over. So once you know you don't have a pour out and you have just this little bit of resin left, you can go and fill in the areas that were just a little lower that you missed. It'll catch your eye if you see it coming out the sides, or if you see some of it dissipating. It's going somewhere. So watch where it's going. So I'm just hitting. Kind of separated a little bit from the edge. And like I said, that's just the bubbles popping. Or you could have been like me and I missed that whole section up there. So again, all you need to do is wait 24 hours. See, I did miss this over here completely. I missed that whole little corner. Wait at least 24 hours. Then you can take the backing off, and it's going to be hard to peel. So hubby might need to peel it off for you, or hubby, if it's too hard for you to peel, have your wife peel it off for you. And we're all good with that. So I'm making sure again, grabbing the pieces, because I have this little bit of resin left. You cannot save the resin. Even if you put a lid on it, it's going to solidify. It starts to set up pretty solid in about an hour and a half, hour. But it will be rock hard for you. That's why I give you the cup, so you can just throw it away. I really didn't like this edge over here. Kept on splitting. So there you go. That's it. So it's not hard. It does take a little bit of time, but it's time well spent, because you will just be so floored. I'm just going to go like this to make sure I hit that rock. So floored on how beautiful these are. They're just gorgeous. And yes, you can hang them in the window. The craft resin brand has a UV in it, so it supposedly doesn't yellow. I would hang it. Oh, I forgot these little guys. These are little eyeballs. So I have some resin on there. I just pop it on there. I don't have to put it over the top. Cute, dude, you're cute. I don't have to put it over the top because they're already shiny and glassy. If you want to, just take a little bit, put it right in the center, and let it drip off, because it's going to drip off the sides. Just kind of tap it on there and then just let it drip. And it'll drip onto your contact paper, which means absolutely nothing, because your contact paper gets thrown away. There we go. See, it's starting to drip off already. Okay, so the alcohol, I'm just making sure I got everything, because I have this little bit of resin that's just going to go in the trash. if I don't catch everything. And if you have something else that you want, have resin left over and you have something else you want it to be shiny, put it on some contact paper. Make it shiny. Making sure I don't have anything that I missed. High points hit, except for this rock right here. Move this rock on in a little bit. So see, you have plenty of time to work, but it will start to set up on you. So this guy needs to go back up top. I missed that guy. You can even shine your phone on it or shine a light on it and it'll catch. You can see where you might have missed. Let's get this guy in. I think I got it all. Oop. It's just the wood. Just catching the wood. I usually give it like a 3 or 4 time look over, just to make sure. Because the black is just gorgeous with it. Now I'm just going to make sure that all my high points or low points are gone. So I'm good over here. Sorry if I moved my phone. I'm thinking this might be cruising somewhere right there, but it's not cruising out, so it's cruising under, so that's okay. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I just have this little bit of resin that I'm just gonna like find where I can put it. Wherever you may go. Now if you keep on putting it on the wood and putting it on top, it will go and kind of cruise out of the mold a little bit, or your butterfly. See, that took that long for that to separate and for this one to pop. So it popped off the wood, popped down to the acrylic paint, which is not the acrylic paint. It is the, because it does it on the straight wood too. Okay, I'm good with that. So I'm going to show you how to mist it with, this is the alcohol in the bottle. And how you can tell is it'll get super shiny and all the little bubbles will pop. Don't need a ton. Now just look at it. Look and see if you see any of the bubbles. Which I see a couple right here. So I'm gonna just, I don't have any Q-tips down here. Not Q-tips, Tammy. Where'd they go? I thought they were, oh, they're there. So there's a one down here, it wants to stay. They will not pop, but you can bring them up. It's really weird. You can move these air bubbles, and then they'll pop from, it's hanging, they're hanging on to this stone. Weirdest thing ever. That's why they didn't pop. So I'm gonna move this. They just popped, and now I'm gonna put this guy back down. It was underneath the, the rock, so it wasn't getting any alcohol. But what this does is it just lets them rise and pop. Don't oversaturate it. It is alcohol. So, where is, and I just found a piece of wood right here. And yes, it will stick to the alcohol. Okay. Well, there's your piece. Hopefully I can get it apart to show you. If not, it would be posted on my page as soon as I have my husband pull the backing off for me. I'll try to get it to let me do it tonight. It might be a little angry if I try early, but I'll try. Good deal. Good deal. Okay. We are done. Look how gorgeous. Look how gorgeous. Okay. I will see you guys very soon. Thank you very much.